Alright everybody, I get a lot of questions about the camera gear that I've been using for the channel lately, and I have really changed my setup quite a bit this year. I've got a lot of new equipment, actually invested a lot of money in some new gear because I wanted to step up the quality of the videos and just have a better overall experience for my viewers. So hopefully what I show you today will be helpful. Not all of you will of course want to do this, but if you're interested in doing some YouTube work on your own and you'd like to step up the quality a little bit, I think this is a pretty good setup that I have going now, especially for the type of channel that I do. First off, real quick, just to tell you what I've got going on here. This is my blue Snowball mic that I'm using for mainly voiceover work and some new podcast work that I'm going to be doing. I'm actually going to be on the Hang Your Own Hang podcast coming up here this month, and I think we're recording next week, so I'm pretty excited about that. It's going to be awesome. And for monitoring, I have these headphones. These are the Audio-Technica ATH-M40X headphones. So the blue Snowball, in addition to the headphones, is what I'm using for any kind of high quality audio work. So I'm kind of testing this out. I think for a USB mic, this sounds pretty darn good. It's got a nice crisp sound to it. It wasn't real super pricey, didn't break the bank on me, so just overall pretty nice piece of equipment. Alright, so let's get into the camera gear. So I'm just going to start with the obvious things first as far as what I'm using for filming the channel, what you've seen in the last several videos, especially my adventure videos, my trips. This is what I'm taking exclusively pretty much hiking. So for my camera, what I have is a GoPro Hero5 Black, and honestly, I'm very happy with the GoPro. It has done a great job. I had a GoPro 3 before this, and ended up getting the 5. Honestly, it's a great camera. It does everything that I need for my videos. Now, I know a lot of folks are using higher-end point-and-shoots, higher-end DSLRs, and those are great. Absolutely fantastic quality. You could do some amazing things with a DSLR that you can't do with this, but for me, trying to get to a point of being ultralight at some point in my life, having a big, huge, bulky camera just really didn't make sense. This is bulky enough as it is. I wanted to make sure the camera was protected, so I have this aluminum frame on it. And of course, you know, to have good audio, you have to have this adapter, which I've attached with some very super strong Velcro. It's not even Velcro, it's like the plastic type Velcro. So I have that attached there, and of course for really good audio out in the field. Everyone knows GoPros have terrible audio, so I have a Røde Videomicro on top here. This thing does amazing. It does fantastic audio. It's a great mic with this windscreen on it. I've had some pretty good audio with it, so I'm happy with the way it sounds. The only problem I've had, the mic is not self-powered, so it's powered by the battery in the camera. Well, the problem with that is sometimes if you power them both on together, so I have this plugged into the camera and I power it up, the mic doesn't get power to film. So I've had entire video clips where I have had no audio. So I've kind of learned my lesson with that. So I've learned that if I'm going to do this, I need to power up the camera first, then plug in the mic. That seems to get the power to the mic, and I haven't had any problems since I did that methodology. The one bad thing about GoPros when you're filming with these is, of course, there's no zoom. There's no ability to change out lenses or anything like that. So that high quality DSLR look that you get, it's called the bokeh effect with the sharp foreground and the blurred background. I can't do that with this. I can't even simulate it really. And I know that looks really high quality. You can tell a really high quality lens, and there's a lot of other YouTuber friends of mine who are using super high quality cameras like Bryce Newbold and Restless Outdoors. They're using very nice cameras. And so, you know, for me though, I'm sticking with the GoPro for now because it's doing the job. It's lightweight, it's pretty tough, and I like this frame that I keep it in. If I drop this thing down a cliff, it's probably going to be okay. To try to keep the quality looking nice, what I typically will do is I shoot everything in standard mode instead of the wide fisheye look that GoPro has, to try to cut down that fisheye look that GoPro has. So I shoot everything in standard. I'm shooting everything in 4K on this now for super high quality. And then what I do for color correction in post is I use Adobe Premiere, and I'll use some LUTs, some pretty nice quality color grading, and I'll do things like that to really make the colors pop. I shoot everything in Pro Tune flat, so the GoPro doesn't try to guess the colors for me. So I can do white balance with this, I can do exposure, you know, ISO settings and everything. I can do pretty good with this thing, and then go back and post and really clean it up and get some pretty darn nice looking video. Now, of course, this rig that you see here, this whole setup, this was not an original idea of mine. There are literally hundreds of videos on YouTube about how to make a rig like this for vlogging. So I just kind of took pieces and parts of every single video that I've watched and came up with this setup. But it's nice. It works for me, and with the types of tripods that I'm going to show you here, it works pretty darn well. Now, when I'm not in the field, I may use another piece of audio gear. This right here, this is the Pannovo lavalier mic, and what I'll use for this is if I'm doing a gear review or something where I don't have to move around a lot. You may have seen it in some of my past videos. I'll take this little lav mic and just clip this to my shirt, clip it right here. This thing was under 20 bucks, and it is a super fantastic mic. It's got a really nice sound to it. I have no problems with this mic at all, and it's worked really, really well. So I'll take that, plug that straight into the camera, and get some pretty decent audio. That's from Pannovo, but any lavalier mic is going to work great when you're doing you know, you want really crisp audio, but maybe you're inside and you still want that nice sound, but you don't want this kind of setup with a, you know, USB mic in front of you. Okay, of course, another thing you have to have when you're shooting videos, you got to have some kind of tripod, some way to support the camera and keep it upright. I have two different tripods that I use. I have a small one and a large one. And typically, whenever I go backpacking, I take this one with me. This is the Pedco Ultrapod II, and I absolutely love this tripod. This thing is fantastic, and it has gone with me on tops of mountains. It went to the top of Mount LeConte with me. It's been all over the place this past summer, and it's going to probably go with me to Colorado this coming summer. So this thing is a super nice, super simple piece of gear. It's made in the USA. It's what I love about it. It's just plastic, but it's really super sturdy, super strong. It's got a nice solid feel to it, and it's really simple. This just flips up here, and then it's got a ball head on top. You screw the camera on top, and there you go. And you can pretty much adjust it however you like and get a nice stable shot. So I'll use this whenever I'm filming myself doing solo work, and you know, I found that this has been much better than some of the other tripods I've tried. I've gone through at least 3 different Joby GorillaPods. I just, for some reason, tend to destroy them. I have no idea why I'm so rough on GorillaPods, but this thing has held up and just been fantastic, and I love it. And you know, it doesn't have all the flexibility necessarily of the GorillaPods, but you can still do some things with it. It has this Velcro strap. You can attach this to a tree or to a post or things like that, wrap it around like that, and I've actually done that a few times for a few shots. Of course, the tree has to be pretty small to do that, but you can get some pretty nice mounted shots with that. Pedco Ultrapod II. Now, my bigger tripod, I just got this a couple months ago, but I've been using it a lot, and it's this right here. This is the K&F Concept aluminum tripod right here. I love this tripod. I absolutely love this tripod. Now, it's really just a generic design that I think, I don't know, 8 or 10 different companies have made the same type of design, but it is a solid design, and this company's version of it is fantastic. It feels solid, feels strong. It's got a nice ball head on it. It's fully adjustable. It's really super high quality. You can adjust the legs, You know, you can go really far out. You can actually fold it up like this. And I think I'll actually do a full review on this tripod because I want to show you just how amazing it is, all the features of it. But it is a nice tripod. And I use this primarily for filming gear reviews and things like that when I'm at home. You know, I'm not going to take this very far out on the trail, but I have taken it out on a couple trails. I took this on the last YouTuber meetup we did in Mohican. I did take this with me, and I was doing a lot of filming with it, and everybody was really impressed with this tripod, but I love it. I did a lot of research on tripods to try to figure out which one I wanted, and you know, there's a lot of options out there and a lot of names, but I finally settled on this one. And probably the top features that I like about it are the flip lock legs, which are just fantastic, the foam grip, and just the really high quality ball head and the adjustment points. Super nice. Got a great deal on this thing, under $100 on an Amazon flash sale. So keep an eye out if you're looking for a tripod. Now, when you're doing filming, of course, you've got to have decent lighting, and that's something that I've really neglected in my past videos, and the quality of the video suffers for it. You can absolutely tell that when they're super dark, you can't even see me, things like that. So I finally invested in some kind of light, external lighting. This is the Viltrox VL162T LED light. Super awesome light. And I know it's very bright there, and that's on 20%, but it has the ability to change the temperature of the light, so you can go from a cooler color to a warmer color like that, and then of course you can bump up the percentage from about 20 to 100%. It's a super nice, it's not small, it's not lightweight, but it does a fantastic job. It has its own battery, so it's rechargeable, so I can just charge that battery up and go. And that battery lasts a long time. That's a good size battery. It actually lasts a long time. On the front, it has a removable little screen here just to kind of give it a little softer look. You can take that off, but it's magnetic, so that just comes off and on. I love it. Absolutely awesome light. I love these LED panels. I'm probably going to buy a few more of these, and what's great about these is you have the ability to daisy chain these things together, so you can actually clip another one here, I could screw another one there, I could clip one on the side here, I could make a whole array of these things if I wanted to. So love this light. It's not super practical for backpacking trips when you're trying to go light. In those cases I might use my iPhone flashlight or something like that, but you know, it just depends. Of course, when you're out in the field and you've got all this camera equipment, well, you've got to have some way to keep this stuff charged. Especially with the GoPro, that thing does not keep a charge worth a darn. So I'm having to constantly keep stuff charged. If I take a break, if I'm pausing somewhere for lunch, I'll plug in the camera to some battery banks or things like that. I have two main battery banks that I love, and the first one is this one here this is RAV Power right here. This is I believe this is a 10,000 milliamp from RAV Power right here. This thing, I've had some really poor quality battery banks that have just been pieces of hot garbage, and they lose charging over time and they're just worthless. This thing has been absolutely fantastic. I have charged and recharged and rejuiced this thing over and over again, and it is just keeps on ticking and it keeps on holding the charge. It is fantastic. And it's got two ports there, you can see, so I can plug in two things at once. I can do my phone and my GoPro at the same time. So I love that. If I'm a little bit more on the go, I want to be a little bit lighter, then I might take this Anker Power Core, which is they call it a lipstick style charger. It's about a 5,000 milliamp. You can see it's like this round cylinder. It only has one external port on it, so it doesn't have as much of a juice charge on it, but it does the job great. It charges things fast. It charges my GoPro up in like an hour or so. It's pretty darn nice. It's got a nice little profile to it. So usually I might end up taking both of these pieces with me on any kind of trip. Keep things going and keep things juiced. I like having that option to make sure things are juiced. In the past, I haven't always used an external camera. Sometimes I just use what you're seeing this video being shot on, which is the iPhone 7. That's kind of my backup, and what I use if I just don't feel like taking a GoPro out there or messing with all the audio and video equipment. I'll take the phone and just film with it. Does a pretty decent job, but not the best. And I get some pretty good video. But of course, when you're using the same piece of gear for everything, that's when you kind of have problems. If you're trying to use it for GPS, photos, video, you kill it. And even with battery backup chargers, you're constantly having to charge, and then you're killing your backup chargers. So it's kind of a pain in that regard. And then, like I said, for post video production of my videos, I use Adobe Premiere, Creative Cloud Suite. Love Premiere. It's my favorite piece of software. I can do some really amazing things with it, and I only use the tip of the iceberg on it. I don't even really get in anything crazy, but I'm learning every day. I'm learning new ways to improve the look and feel of the videos, for editing, proper transitions, proper everything. I hope I get to a point where I can get some really super high quality videos for you guys. Things that are, cinematic quality, but just one day at a time. Kind of getting there. But I hope you enjoy the way the videos are turning out lately and how things are looking and sounding. I hope they're seem to be much better quality, and I think they're going to just go nowhere but straight up. Okay, everybody, I hope that was helpful to some of you, and maybe it gives you some ideas on some things that you might want to do if you're wanting to start a YouTube channel. Maybe do some videoing of your own out in the backcountry. I really enjoy filming. I enjoy having this channel, and I love being creative and just coming up with new things. And I just can't wait to see what comes up next. Some of the places I'm going to be hitting and some of the things I'm going to be seeing. I'm very excited about creating those videos for you. As always, thanks very much for watching. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I have set up a new Patreon account, which means you can donate to the channel. If you feel so inclined, please don't feel obligated anyway. But if you would like to help me help me get some better equipment, help fund trips, things like that, you can check out my Patreon page and support however much you'd like to support. I would be so grateful to you for doing that for me. I would very much appreciate it. And if you support $5 or more to the channel, you will get one of these amazing Outland stickers. These are vinyl stickers. They are super weatherproof. They're super high quality, and they're just very, very nice. And they would look great on your gear, your car, whatever. So I hope you think about subscribing if you're not a subscriber, contributing to my Patreon, all that good stuff. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you real soon.